Wow. So I'm pretty sure nobody saw this coming. So let's rewind a bit. We all know about Kyle Larson and his incident during that iRacing event, hosted by Landon Castle. I think it was supposed to be some charity event too, or something like that. And if it wasn't, then it was supposed to be at least something really good. Maybe they were going to donate to COVID-19. But Kyle Larson dropped the N-bomb, and not the good kind, as some like the kid about, oh, look at this, chicken nuggets, nuggets, nacho cheese, those memes. No, it was the kind that we never use, and we never say, especially when you have friends of a different race. Especially, like African American or any kind of race for that matter, you don't say that word. And, well, he, of course, said it, and when you're a Cup Series driver, and you were part of the diversity program, not a good look. And he was quickly and definitely suspended by NASCAR, and definitely suspended by Chip Ganassi Racing, and suspended and was actually let go then of Chip Ganassi Racing after all the sponsors said, yeah, we're not sponsoring this guy anymore. He is a racist piece of poop. And yes, I am censoring everything here. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm censoring everything. No swearing this time. Censoring everything. But in the mix of all this, people thought, oh, Ross Chastain's going to take over that 42 car. He's had experience. He knows Chip Ganassi really well. These two are tight. I think something's going to happen here. And, well, it looked like he was going to go to the car. Ryan Newman, as we all know, announced Sunday that before that Pro Invitational iNASCAR race, or iRacing eNASCAR Pro Invitational race, that he was going to return once NASCAR, the real racing, resumes. Probably, they said, Martinsville, Darlington, whatever it's going to be. Who knows? TBA at this point. Still a TBA. However, Ross Chastain did not go to the 42 as people were expecting. As reported first, I think, by Jenna Fryer and the AP Sports, Matt Kenseth comes out of retirement for the second time, the new Mark Martin of this generation, and he's going to pilot that 42 car. That 42 Chevrolet Camaro with sponsors Clover, Credit One, McDonald's, all those guys coming back. Probably Coca-Cola too, depending on what Monster thinks about that. But anyways, that's what's going to happen there. Now, this is just a shock to everyone in the NASCAR community. I know Eric Eastep was probably thinking he won the Super Bowl after hearing this news. Of course, we saw his video. Go to subscribe to the boys that way. Anyways, real big on the NASCAR community they are. I did, of course, a podcast with Black Lives Matter as well. Go subscribe to him. little tongue twister there, but that's because I'm just talking real fast right now. I'm also kind of sugared up. So, but of course, we all know about that. Matt Kenseth did start his racing career out, in fact, with Roush Fenway Racing. Now, he technically started, yes, in the 94 at Dover, subbing for Bill Elliott, but his real race, full-time season, was in 2000 with Roush Fenway Racing. 3 years later, they won the championship in 2003, a big turnaround right there, the final Winston Cup championship, and it was won by that man, Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth also won the Daytona 500 twice. 2009, of course, that was, I think, rain shorn a bit. And then 2012, he won it as well during the whole Juan Montoya jet fire incident. So, yeah, Matt Kenseth is driving that same car that crashed into a jet dryer. So, interesting. Look how that turns. I don't think he expected that. Neither did we. But the 48-year-old has 39 Cup career victories, 328 top 10s, 20 poles, of course, Rookie of the Year in 2000, and as we said before, won the championship back in 2003. And how about in the Busch Series, or the Xfinity Series now as it's called, he has a best career finish of second in the points standings, coming in 1998. Of course, his last win came in 2017 at Phoenix Raceway, which he broke a 51-race winless streak with Coach Gibbs and the whole racing crew there. That 20 DeWalt or Circle K actually they sponsored Circle K that race. Yeah, so it was the Circle K Toyota Camry with DeWalt on it too, and finished 7th in points in his final full-time season. So we thought he was done, hang up the helmet, get ready to go in the Hall of Fame because you already are. But that's not the case. If we all know about that 6 car, it was not in a good time before Ryan Newman took over that ride. No, it was not in a good time. In fact, 2018 was the worst year when Trevor Bayne was still driving that 6 car way back in the pack. I'm talking like 27th or 30th, and it was wrecking all over the place, blowing up all over the place. The thing had just no equipment. It was not that good. It was not really that funded. It looked like it was going to be a horrible year. And then all of a sudden, when they're blinking, if they're going to be 30th in points, if they're right on the brink of being 30th in points, Matt Kenseth comes in, saves that team. Takes a little bit of time. It took a little bit of time, but he came and saved that team in 2018. He got them a stage win at Indianapolis, the Brickyard, right before the playoffs started, which didn't have an effect to them, but it was still a great moment to see. And during the last 2 races, he finished in the top 10. I think Homestead, he might have finished in the top 5. And I think maybe Phoenix too. I got to go back and check. But I think Phoenix, it was top 5. And Homestead top 10. I got to go back and check them. But they're both top 10 finishes nonetheless. And those were really big for him. And then after that, basically retired again as Ryan Newman, of course we know, took over that 6th ride. But he's back. He's Matt. And he's badder than ever. Oh, and he's also going to be paired up with his former teammate, Kurt Busch, again. So we'll have to see what happens there. But don't worry, Matt Kenseth. It's a nice Kurt Busch this time. No controversy. It's going to be good seeing some old teammates reunited. But it's also going to be good to see what this 42 car can do now. This whole crew. Ganassi. The 42 ride. There's a dark cloud over all their heads. What's it going to take to line it up? Well, I think Matt Kenseth has the answers there for you guys. So what do you think about Matt Kenseth joining back in the Cup Series? What do you think of him coming out of retirement for a second time? Do you think he's going to win any races? Do you think he'll be playoff eligible if NASCAR allows him to? In my opinion, it's a great move. Ross Chastain, of course, needs a little more time to experience. He's going to be running a little more underfunded races with Spire. So we're going to have to see how he does in those cars. I think they're going to be better than what Quinn Houff had. I know that, but they're not going to be as good. But, he's going to need a little more time to experience in the trucks next Indy. And then, Kenseth, I don't see him staying after 2020. I think that ride will bump to Chastain, taking over the 42 ride after that. But I could probably maybe be wrong about that. We don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. This has been Ian O'Brien. And always, stay healthy.